Some shocking updates as some new reports were just released. I have all the details and everything you need to know right here in this video. Let's get right into it. But really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe by hitting that button right down below the video as I'm doing all the research and breaking it all down into these short videos so that you can stay tuned with everything going on right now during this very, very busy time. I am your one and only daily advocate, and I truly want to help you out in any way that I possibly can. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe down below. It's totally free to do so, and let's get right into the updates. All right, so I do have a number of different updates that I want to walk through and talk through in this video. So I'm not going to go into a ton of detail on each and every one of these because I do want to buzz through as many as possible in the shortest amount of time as possible as well. So with that being said, let's hit it and let's get right into these. All right, so a new announcement just released by the IRS has said that they have received so far 180 million tax returns. With that being said, they've processed 70 million tax refunds, with the average refund being $3,175, and this is totaling $222 billion that has so far gone out the door from the IRS. So essentially, nearly $250 billion has already gone out the door from the IRS. That's a massive amount of money. I mean, seriously, that is an unbelievable amount of money, right? I really hope that you're able to grab some of that money, or if you haven't done so yet, I hope that some of this money will come to you as a tax refund. One more thing I want to throw out there really quickly on this one, and then we'll move on to the next report here. So the IRS has mentioned if you file a tax refund, a tax return, and you're waiting for a tax refund, they said, give us 21 days to process your return. So if you process your return today, give them 21 days, and they said that they should get your refund to you within that 21-day time frame. So again, 3 weeks. I guess all we have to do during that time is just be patient. I guess that's all we can really do. So again, just some messages out of the IRS. Just want to let you know what's going on with that, and I really, really hope that you can get some refunds going forward. There's a lot of money flowing out there right now. It's going out the door, and I really hope that you can grab the average refund, $3,175. So anyway, just want to give you that information so that you know what is actually going on. All right, next report here is just a few hours ago. This one came out and kind of interesting. The mask mandates that have been in place for essentially forever, the last couple years here, that you've needed to wear a mask on airplanes, trains, buses, things like this. It's no longer being enforced. Yeah, this is a true thing, right? You are hearing me clearly. You do not need to tune your radio. You do not need to tune the set at all. You are hearing me loud and clear. Yes, the mask mandates that have been in place for a very, very long time now on airplanes, trains, and buses, things like this, is no longer being enforced. So if you want to wear a mask, by all means, you're welcome to wear a mask. But again, it is not being enforced. Therefore, if you happen to be flying anytime soon, or going on a train or a bus or something like this, you can wear a mask or you don't need to wear a mask. It's totally up to you. Now, these mask mandates have been in place for a very, very long time. A lot of the states have already dropped their mask mandates months ago, and airplanes have still had theirs in place, and like I said, trains and buses. But again, just a few hours ago, they're no longer enforcing it. So, wow. I mean, seriously, this is kind of a big deal, right? Especially if you are somebody who rides on any of these modes of transportation, then, it's all up to you. Totally optional now if you want to wear a mask or not. All right, let's move on to the next story here. This is a report that came out today as well. So, some experts out there watching the real estate market. Again, I know that there's a lot of you in this community that may not care about this all that much, but I want to give you a nice, well-rounded report right here and some updates that are going on out there. Some of the experts that are watching the real estate market are saying because the Federal Reserve raising interest rates at the rate that they're going to throughout the year this year, and where rates are currently sitting right now, which is a little over 5%, the highest interest rate for a mortgage that we've seen in over a decade, they're actually saying that they're anticipating the real estate market to drop by anywhere between 20 and 40%. That's a pretty big drop in the real estate market going forward, right? So anyway, as we look at these prices that are out there right now, so first off, real estate prices have been basically going through the roof here over the last couple of years. At the same time, with interest rates moving up and supply being low, it's kind of unfortunately pushing a lot of people out of the market. Because basically when somebody goes out to buy a house, they meet with a loan officer, they talk to a banker, they talk to somebody, and they basically get approved to buy, however many dollars worth of a house, $100,000, 150, 175, 200, maybe more, maybe less, something like that. I'm just giving you some examples. But essentially what happens going forward is the person gets approved to buy a house, based on a certain dollar amount and their income. Well, unfortunately, because of the interest rates moving up so substantially, either the person needs to buy a lower priced house because the payments are going up each and every month because of the higher interest rates, or they need to put a bigger down payment down, or completely just step out of the real estate market, right? So unfortunately, all of these factors put together, basically they're saying a lot of people are going to start walking away from this market, and therefore we're seeing prices that are probably going to go down by about 20 to 40%. But just like I say in so many of my videos, I guess only time will tell. So anyway, if you're in the real estate market right now and you're looking to buy, you may want to hang out for a little while here and see if these prices come down a little bit, right? So anyway, but here, I'm not advising you what to do. I'm just simply saying, if you can grab something at a lower price, of course, that's always desirable, right? So anyway, just want to let you know what's going on out there. Let's quickly talk about a stimulus check program. There's a new stimulus check program that will be actually announced and decided upon tomorrow. So let me tell you the details on this one. This one is coming out of Washington, Iowa. I'm going to be honest with you. I never knew that there was a Washington, Iowa. Never knew it until just a couple hours ago when I found this report. Here's what it comes down to. Tomorrow, Washington, Iowa will be deciding the fate of $1,400 stimulus checks in Washington, Iowa for the residents. I'm going to be real with you one more time here. I don't know if Washington, Iowa has a population of 500, 5,000, 50,000, or 500,000. I did not look that up. But anyway, if you are in Washington, Iowa, or in the surrounding areas where you could possibly be considered Washington, Iowa, I would highly recommend looking into this. It looks like, according to my research, they'll be deciding on this tomorrow. So if you're in Washington, Iowa, by all means, you may want to check it out because you may be able to get your hands on $1,400. All right, now let's jump into another report. Yeah, there's a lot of weird things going on out there. Honestly, like I said at the beginning of the video, honestly, some shocking reports here. But realistically, these days, when don't we see shocking reports coming out pretty much on a daily basis? Anyway, this new report that came out, it's actually a survey slash poll, whatever you want to call it. Basically, they were polling a bunch of people, and this is the survey. Here's what it comes down to. 42% of respondents in this poll. By the way, I want to throw this out there. These are employed Americans, by the way. This is actually going to be an interesting point here because I want to throw this out for you. Because the employed part is also very, very important to actually recognize. Because let me throw this out there. Within this report, they also mentioned that 40% of adults in the United States right now are actually not even employed. Yes, the labor participation rate in the United States right now is a little over 60%. Therefore, about 40% of adults in this country are not employed. You know what I mean? So it's not necessarily that we're unemployed, but rather not employed. So these people could be retired, or they could not be working or not looking for work. They could be stay-at-home moms. They could be college kids. I mean, they could be basically any adult 18 or over. 40% of anybody 18 or over adults are not working, right? So that's what it all comes down to. Not necessarily unemployed, just not working, right? So anyway, so I just want to make that very clear because that's very important to understand, right? So interesting stuff. Anyway, so 42% of respondents in this poll said that they simply do not have enough money right now, and 42% of people simply do not have enough money to cover their regular living expenses on an ongoing basis. If they did not have like their income, right? So basically what they went on to say is that 24% of these people that were surveyed in this poll have zero savings. 24% of the people have zero savings. Well, 42% of the people, like I said a second ago, basically are living paycheck to paycheck. And if they were to lose their income, they'd basically have nothing to fall back on, right? Well, the report went on to say that 30% of these people would be able to cover their regular living expenses for less than 1 month in the event that their income actually stops. So if they were to lose their income from their employment, they'd only be able to basically go on with the income or the money that they have set aside for less than 1 month. Now, I can tell you this much. These are some very scary numbers because that means that is not very much money set aside in the event of a rainy day. However, I have to throw this out there as well. These are employed Americans. What about the people who are maybe living on a fixed income? Again, I always come back to the people living on a fixed income who are maybe Social Security or SSDI or SSI or VA, RRB, low income, no income, seniors, elderly, people with disabilities. The reason I come back to these groups is because I know that the vast majority of you here in this community are those individuals in the benefits I just mentioned. Therefore, I can't help but think about all of the people right here in this community every single time that I come across these reports. If employed Americans are basically living on the edge like that every single month, I mean, seriously, let's be real with ourselves right now. Fixed income beneficiaries who get paid once per month, it's not a good situation. We all know this. We're all living here, right now. We all get it, right? I mean, I don't need to preach to the choir right now. I think all of us are completely in unanimous agreement right now of what is actually going on right here with all of this that's going on out there in the country, right? So anyway, some very interesting reports that are out there right now. So basically just another report that we can tally up showing that yes, Americans are struggling right now, and with everything going on, they're basically saying in this report that without stimulus checks and without the child tax credit payments, the advanced payments that were going out on a monthly basis last year, they're basically saying without these two types of financial assistance, stimulus checks and the child tax credit payments, Americans are basically holding on by a hair right now. It's not good. It is not good at all, right? In the event of another kind of COVID type situation or another kind of weird event that may happen, honestly, I have no clue what's going to happen in the future, so I'm not predicting anything. I'm just simply saying, in the event of something like this to happen once again, a lot of Americans would be in a really, really bad predicament really fast, right? As you can see from this report right here that I'm talking through. Anyway, so these are the reports that I have for you right now. Again, I like to keep you updated with everything going on. I try to keep my reports and my videos kind of well-rounded to let you know what is going on out there. Like we talked about in this video, a report from the IRS. We talked about the real estate market. We talked about the low income and fixed income. We talked about this report right here. We talked about all kinds of different stuff in this video. But again, I like to give you just kind of a well-rounded approach, give you kind of some just updates on everything going on out there in some of my videos every so often, just so you have a glimpse as to what is actually going on in this country and how Americans are actually doing right now. So if you're struggling, if you're having a hard time, please understand, you are not alone. Seriously, please do not feel like you are alone, because you are absolutely not alone at all. I'm here for you. I'm right by your side. That's my dedication and my commitment to you and this community. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure to subscribe down below. It's totally free to do so. Also, go back and check out any of the other nearly 2,400 videos right here on the channel. And of course, as always, feel free to share them with your friends, family, and social media. Thanks again. Enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in